There were no birthdays on December 11th. Lewis raced IndyCars from 1932 to 1937, entering 5 races. However, he only qualified for the 1937 Vanderbilt Cup, where he started 30th and finished 22nd due to a broken magneto coupling after 25 laps. Lewis later became a racing car builder and team owner. No picture is available. Etancelin was a French driver who mostly competed in Europe from 1926 to 1953. Among his wins were the 1930 French Grand Prix, the Pau Grand Prix in 1930 and 1936, and the 1934 24 Hours of Le Mans. Etancelin's only AAA national championship race was the 1936 Vanderbilt Cup, where he started 32nd and finished 9th. He was later awarded the Legion of Honor by the French government. Here is Etancelin prior to the 1936 Vanderbilt Cup. Crone was a driver from Middleton, Maryland, whose IndyCar career consisted of first winning what would have been an exhibition race at Springfield in 1939, which AAA withdrew their sanctioning of. He then entered a pair of races there in 1951 and 1952, but failed to qualify for each of them. No picture is available. Bjørnstadt was a Grand Prix driver from Norway. His only AAA national championship race was the 1937 Vanderbilt Cup, where he started 20th and finished 16th due to the suspension breaking after 60 laps. Here is Bjørnstadt, the third person from the left, with his car in 1933. Easton won the 1948 Illinois State Sprint Car Championship and the 1954 AAA Midwest Midget Championship. He also raced IndyCars from 1951 to 1961. Starting 24 races out of 44 entries, Easton would get a best finish of 4th place at Langhorne in 1959. Here he is after an ultimately unsuccessful qualifying attempt for the Indianapolis 500 that year. Furci was mostly a midget driver whose USAC National Championship career consisted of entering the 500 in 1957 and 1959, where he failed to qualify each year. He continued to race through the 1970s and also operated a chain of Italian restaurants with his brothers. Here is a portrait of Furci. Dallenbach raced IndyCars from 1965 to 1981, starting 180 races out of 199 attempts. He would win 5 of those races. Additionally, he finished second in the 1973 National Championship standings. After retiring from driving, Dallenbach served as the chief steward of CART, later Champ Car, from 1981 to 2004. Currently, he is chairperson of the board of IndyCar Ministries, a religious support group for drivers and team members. Here is Dallenbach after qualifying for the 1975 Indianapolis 500, where he started 21st, led for 96 laps, but retired after 162 of 174 laps in the rain-shortened race due to a burnt piston, finishing 9th. Fittipaldi first raced in Formula One from 1970 to 1980, where he started 144 races and won 14 of them, including the 1970 United States Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix in 1972 and 1975, and the 1972 Italian Grand Prix. He also won the World Championship in 1972 and 1974. Fittipaldi then competed in kart from 1984 to 1996, starting 195 races and winning 22 of them. He won the Indianapolis 500 in 1989 and 1993 and the kart championship in the former year with 5 wins. Unfortunately, Fittipaldi largely retired from racing due to injuries received in a crash at Michigan in 1996. Here he is after qualifying for the 1989 500, where he started 3rd and led for 158 laps.